Cheating, or am I overthinking? Hi everyone. I'm a little lost and don't quite know what to think or do, so I was hoping for some thoughts/advice as to whether I'm overthinking things. I've been married since 2021 and have a really great relationship with my husband. We talk about everything and have never had any secrets. Of course we have our arguments too, but we've always felt that is normal in a relationship and we always get over any arguments quickly. My husband got a new job in Asia. We have always lived in the UK, last September, and so I quit my job in London so that he could try out this new job in Asia, and so we've moved over here and I'm currently far away from any of my close family. I don't want to discuss this with my family yet, due to time difference and also because I don't want to worry them until I'm sure what this is. I've also recently had my first baby, 2 months ago, and so I've been feeling a little sensitive lately, possibly due to hormones, I don't know. Anyway, my husband has 2 phones, a personal phone and a work phone. Lately I've noticed him using his work phone as if messaging someone, but every time I walk near him I see him turning his back to me or going into the bedroom as if he's trying to hide his work phone from me. My husband and I have a habit of where I disinfect our phones every night before we get into bed, and a few nights ago when I was doing this I happened to see a message from a female saying that he was ignoring her. Curiosity got the best of me and I opened their conversation. So it turns out they've been having late night message exchanges, at like 1 to 2 a.m, the conversations were pretty normal apart from a few sentences which I feel like I wouldn't say to someone that I'm not super close with. She addresses him as silly, asks him if he wants to chat on the phone late at night, and most recently I'd seen my husband ask her whether she's seeing anyone that she has met from the app lately, to which she responds no and asks him the same question. He then responds with me neither, been busy and haven't found anyone interesting. This is where alarm bells are ringing for me. My husband is obviously married to me. Why is it then that he is using this app, I don't know what app, to try to find anyone interesting? This female then says something along the lines of, I guess I am one of the not interesting ones then since we never meet up, and my husband then responds that he means other people, not her, and that he's sure she's interesting. I know these message exchanges aren't anything explicit or cheating as such, but I can't help feeling a little betrayed and shocked that my husband is talking to this female late at night after he tells me he's going to bed. We're sleeping in separate rooms since I gave birth, as I am sleeping with my daughter at night. I don't really know what to think and not sure if this even constitutes cheating or if he's going to take things any further with this female. I don't even know what this is. Am I just overthinking, or is this what I think it is and this is the start of him being unfaithful / our marriage breaking down? Would be grateful for any thoughts. Thank you all. Comnet. You are not overreacting, this is something that needs to be in the open and discuss, before it goes any further. Yes honey, it is cheating. He is trying to lure the girl into connecting with him. Doesn't matter if he has the app or not. He is trying to make it look like he is open if she volunteers. Stay strong. Confront him and keep your boundaries. Take your baby and get home. Don't be under his power or rule. He may be just enjoying the attention and feels it's harmless fun, that he has himself under control and would never meet them. The problem is everyone is hot-wired to bond physically and emotionally. That's why friendships are transparent, open, and not secret. He's playing with fire and in time it's very high risk to escalate. Eventually he'll meet someone that holds his interest. Just like if you were dating online, you'd also find a guy you like. He's playing with fire and needs to stop. Also, he destroyed your trust. He needs a plan to rebuild trust. Time alone doesn't. And he can't say trust me. For example, no passwords anywhere including the business phone, no unaccounted for time, no going out with the guys. First, stop with the separate bedrooms. It is part of life that a baby cries at night and you hardly sleep in the first time. Also for your husband. You get up and take care of it, so he can continue to sleep. With your separate bedrooms, you may give him sleep, but at the same time you take any reference to closeness and intimacy and you have taken the first step to emotional separation with it. If you lie with him, he will no longer write to others at night because you are with him and he will be too tired to write to others. You are fresh parents, but still a married couple despite everything. Then sit down with him and tell him how he behaves. Tell him that you know the news and ask for insight into this app. Talk to him clearly. Don't gloss over anything and don't let yourself be rejected. He seems to be looking for attention or closeness, something he doesn't get at home. What he is doing is emotional fraud so far. I can't say whether he is aware of it. It's just a matter of time before he finds a woman in his app who wants to meet with him. You have to act now and not sit it out. If necessary, take his cell phone and write to her. Next story 2. Has a relationship of yours ever done a complete 180 for the worst? I was in a 2/3 year relationship, now 28F, 30M, with someone I thought was the one. I know, everyone says that. But I've never been treated the way he treated me, with so much respect and understanding and deep love. He moved into my place in January, and I've been dealing with health issues, fibroids, endometriosis, that I got surgery for in April. I come from a really tight-knit family and my dad is a super sensitive Arab dad with 3 girls, me being the youngest. If you know Arab culture and family, it's hard for the daughters to tell their fathers about relationships. It took my sister and her now husband years to get where they are now, and he's never been more part of the family. My past relationship ended badly, and the families were really affected by it. I developed a lot of trust issues when it came to my dad/family, as well as about my body and infidelity. Everything was going fine, small bumps in the road and my health affected a lot of myself. I had the surgery in my hometown, and my partner came and met my dad. He's met everyone else, they loved him. I finally felt like it was the right time, and I had trusted him and his growth enough to bring him into that part of my life. The meet went well, my dad was kind and my partner was polite. My dad cooked us dinner at our family restaurant, we sat together and ate. After he left my hometown to go back to work, he expressed how grateful he is for this life with me, that he loved me, that I shouldn't worry and that he'll hold down the fort until I'm back. He said he wanted to visit me again while I'm recovering and that he enjoyed being in my hometown. A few weeks later, while I'm still recovering, he tells me he's not happy over the phone. Since moving in together, the passion and excitement had gone. Like he was walking on eggshells at home. I was too much. He didn't like that I've always tried to push him to be better about his health and his career. Because I wanted a future with someone who was alive and healthy. I've supported him through his challenging growth with his relationship with food, his career, his grief, and trauma of losing his parents in a fatal car accident that he was in with them. He also didn't agree with how our family/culture is and the fact that my dad didn't know we even lived together. That we come from completely different places. I asked him if he'd cheated, and he said no, but I didn't believe him. I tried to reason with him, that all these problems can be worked on together and that we'll get better with Timur. Especially after the surgery. When we talked in person, I asked him again about the cheating and he admitted he kissed someone else. I asked if it went further and he said no, but I had a nagging feeling that also wasn't true. I asked him several times, getting angry at one point. No remorse, it seemed like he was done and there was no room for anything. He started packing his things, and the night before he left we had sex one last time. I cried a little before it was great, and it finally didn't hurt the way it used to. The morning after, I couldn't ignore my gut feeling. I looked through his phone and found messages with a woman from his work. It was so much more. Talking, hanging out, sex, getting caught at work making out, dirty messages. I told him I looked through his phone and he got really angry, as if I was in the wrong for following my gut feeling. He was building a whole other connection with someone else while I was recovering, while we were still together. I told him I lost a lot of respect for him and that he needs to leave now. That I never wanted to see him again. After that it was sad. He cried and was emotional that it was the last time we'd see each other, that I wouldn't be in his life anymore. That he always does this, hits the reboot button on his life when things get safe, tunnel vision and forgets everything else. He's reached out twice since then. I didn't reply to the first one but I replied to the second. I just don't know where to go from here. I keep holding on to hope that he'll show up one day, even though he made all my fears and insecurities a reality. The love we had was so deep. He was the one who always pursued me, who convinced me of so much, who broke down my walls. It took me so long to open up to an official relationship at first, and to introduce him to different parts of my life due to past fears and being protective of myself. Everyone was so shocked, they all believed he was the one and that when they thought of the ideal partner, it was him. He just decided for the both of us to violently end things in such a disgusting way, after building something so special. Comment. I'm sorry. He sounds like he had a lot of potential but is too entrenched in his own problems. As a therapist once told me, you can't build a life on potential. It's a fantasy. You especially can't build a life with a cheater and a liar. On the bright side, you appear to have made some breakthroughs of your own, tearing down walls, feeling more comfortable revealing a relationship to your family, etc. It'll make it easier for your next relationship. Your therapist is definitely right. I want more than ever for him to come back, to beg for forgiveness even though I know he won't, but not for the sake of getting back together because once someone betrays my trust like that there's really no going back. The potential is what kills me. He's the one who pursued me, who acted like he was all in all the time, the one who convinced me of so much over the course of 3 years. I guess you're right about the family thing. But that took a lot of time and energy and work. I just hope it doesn't mess me up or add way more time for the next one. Sorry, but it sounds like you fell in love with the lie, not the real person. The person that cheated on you during your recovery is the real him, not the person you thought you were in a relationship with. I don't think that was a coincidence, especially it being paired with meeting my dad, which was a huge, long-awaited thing that happened. But honesty communication would have changed the situation completely. We've talked about me exploring my sexuality while we were together, something he would have been okay with. So I assumed that he knew he could have came to me if something wasn't okay, if I wasn't able to give him what he needed at the time. You can't get everything you need from one person all the time, and I think if there's enough respect and communication in a relationship then you can figure out what's best for the two of you in that relationship.